Hey guys, so this is the second video of our vlog of kind of our flipping business and reselling. But in this video, we want to give you kind of the why. Like, why did we decide to start reselling in the first place? We also want to give you an update on the pallet and kind of what sold this week. We're actually going to head out on date night. And so we were just going to kind of drive along and give you an update on the why. And on the way home, we'll kind of tell you what sold. But something else kind of funny, we realized in the first video, we didn't even tell you our names. Like, so you don't even know who we are. So my name is Kevin.
And I'm Jana.
And together we are the best Browns in town.
We are on our way to dinner. Kevin's driving, so I'll kind of narrate so he can focus on the road, get us there safely. But we do have to stop at the post office on the way, actually, to drop off a couple things that sold last night. It's part of the business. But we want to tell you our why and why we are resellers, or what got us started on this. So it was probably, was it December? November, yeah. December kind of, and we were just convicted to get out of debt and to live a different lifestyle. And so we listened to Dave Ramsey a lot.
We went all out Dave Ramsey.
All out Dave Ramsey. And one of the things he talks about is finding a source of income outside of your 9-to-5 job.
Get a bigger shovel is what he said. So we knew our shovel was only so big, but we wanted to get out quicker.
Yes. So we both actually work full time. I'm a nurse.
And I'm a pastor.
Yeah, so we are doing this kind of after our normal jobs. And so we started with stuff that was in our own house. We found some old phones in like a drawer and some, like an old calculator, and we went to each of our childhood homes, and our parents were like, oh sure, take whatever you want, sell it, great. You know, they wanted all of our stuff out of their houses anyway. So you found some good finds in your bedroom.
I mean, we went from anywhere from like Pokemon cards to we actually found, like, we'll maybe say this for another video, but we had this like comfy couch stuffed animal that went way more than we'll tell that story sometime.
Yeah, that's a good story.
we just found like random things like hats and clothes and shoes, and like
I sold like my American Girl dolls from when I was little, stuff like that. So we just started listing stuff, and I think in our first week of our eBay store we like made $1,000. So
which was
that
insane.
Really pumped us up and gave us the motivation to keep going, and we got out of debt
very quickly.
So fast.
Very quickly.
So fast, which was awesome. And we accomplished our goal, and we didn't want to stop there. We were like, okay, what's our next goal? We would love to be in a bigger house with some property and land. And so we're like, what if we were able to pay for a huge down payment of this house just from reselling and eBay?
So basically how we saw it was, I don't know if you guys have ever played that game where it's like I start with a paper clip and we see what people will trade it for. So maybe someone will trade it for, you know, an apple, and then you trade the apple for, I don't know, maybe a lower video game, and then, like, I don't know, you just keep going up and up in value until you get what you want. And so that's basically where we started. Is we didn't invest any of our own money into the reselling business.
So where we are now in our business, like, we have no money in it. Like, we started with things we owned or were given as a child, made money off of that, took a little bit of that money, reinvested, started going to Goodwills and Salvation Army, made money enough to be able to buy that pallet that you guys saw
in the first video, which may have been misleading because it looks like we just went out and bought a pallet, but in reality that was money we were building up from stuff that we had around the house to stuff we started buying at Goodwill and Salvation Army and other overstock stores. And then once we were about a month and a half in, we're like, hey, how are we going to reinvest this money? And we heard about the pallet place. So that's really our why of why we are doing this, what our end goal is. Like,
obviously a goal to make money is great, but when you have motivation, like our motivation was getting out of debt, and we were able to achieve it so much faster through reselling, and then we realized, wow, this can really help us get ahead in life and accomplish things that, you know, we didn't think we would maybe be in our quote-unquote dream house till we were 40, but hey, we might be able to do it by the end of this year, which is awesome.
Facebook Marketplace and eBay may get us there quicker.
Yeah.
But so that's part of the why. The part of the why was, hey, we wanted to get out of debt. We wanted to start getting some of our financial goals maybe quicker. But I think the other part of the why is honestly, like I said earlier, we do ministry together. Like, I'm a pastor, but Jana comes alongside me in that, and we do like to do ministry together. And church is great, but also it can be really taxing as far as relationships go. And so we needed a hobby that was outside of church. And so this was, for us, it really is a hobby, but not only a hobby, but something that we can do together. Because there's things that we enjoy, but it's not necessarily we enjoy together. This is one thing that we enjoy doing together. And if you ever start reselling, I think the biggest thing for me is the hunt. Like, you have no idea.
Fun.
Like some days, and I'm sure you'll see some of these videos where we go into a thrift store and come out and we don't buy a thing.
Or go to like 7 in a day and
you don't find anything. Like I think one day, I think the most I've ever been to was 9 stores in a day, and I did not buy anything. And yes, it can be a little discouraging, but at the same time, you start to learn categories. You start to learn what's going to sell, what doesn't sell, what's on eBay, what isn't on eBay. And so the more you can get out and just start finding things, the more you're going to learn and begin to understand about your reselling business. And so that's really the why behind it. Yes, we want to hit some financial goals, but we like the hunt and we like having a hobby together. And it's always good to have a hobby that makes you money, right?
Yeah, it's just been fun. Like you said, it gives us something to do together outside of ministry, outside of just coming home and watching Netflix. And it gets us out of the house and quality time together. It's great.
So we're almost to the post office, but really what this channel's about is we want you guys to be able to see the inside of our journey as resellers, some of the ups and the downs, some things that we learn, and maybe you can celebrate with us, or you can be like, you can start, banging your head against the desk when we make some stupid decisions. But we just kind of wanted to document this journey together. We had some people closest to us that we were kind of telling, like, hey, you should, film your journey. We kind of want to live through your journey, because some people don't want to be resellers, but they want to know how the journey's going for us. They think it's fun,
and they would, they want to watch our videos. So right now, we have like 7 subscribers, and they're our friends and family, but we want to show them what's going on.
Yeah. So. And at least from this point of video, I've been able to help 3 other people kind of start their reselling business, and so it's cool just to kind of help people. And like I said, it is just so fun to do the hunt and to go to thrift shops and just kind of get out and be out and about. So we're almost to the post office, but we'll give you guys an update, and we also want to tell you what sold this week.
Yes, stay tuned. See ya.
1 hour later.
So we just finished dinner. We're getting ready to head back home. But on our way back, we just kind of wanted to give you an update on what sold this week. And then we'll kind of move on to what sold in a pallet and how we've been doing so far. We really enjoyed dinner. We had chicken strips, so I know that's a real adult meal to have. But
they're the best chicken strips.
Yeah.
We
actually couldn't eat them all, so we'll be eating that tomorrow probably for lunch. But I'm going to be driving. Jana's kind of give us an update on non-pallet things, and then we'll move to pallet things and maybe a few things that we wouldn't sell again on eBay.
Yes. So first, non-pallet things. These aren't necessarily in order throughout the week, but just things that have sold. The first thing is a Josie and the Pussycats VHS from 2001. This is something that Kevin found in his childhood home.
It wasn't mine. We just had a bunch of VHSs, and so I'm like,
sold for $6 plus shipping. Wouldn't ever buy this on our own accord, but it's $6 in our bank account.
Yeah. And we had no money in it, so it's all,
Yeah. Next thing is a InStyler airless blowout revolving styler, and we're putting them up on the screen so you can see. We picked this up at a Overstock store
called 2430.
2430 we like to go to. This is actually the fourth
one we've sold.
Fourth one we've sold. The first two sold really quick and for $75.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping. This sold for $58 free shipping. So what did it cost? Like $10 to ship?
Yeah, $10 to ship, and then we had about $17.99 in it, and so we made a small profit on this one. Not huge, but still, we're doubling our money in what we had.
So when we bought 2 of them initially, they both sold really quick. We went back and bought 3 more, and have sold 2 of those.
Yeah.
Not quite as quickly. So I think the market maybe there was an influx from other distributors, so not selling quite as quick, but still a good profit. Next non-pallet thing was this pair of Danner Women's Wayfinder boots.
Oh yeah, those were like one of my favorite finds. I found those last week, so they sold very quickly. Last weekend I found those at Salvation Army for $7.99.
Yeah.
And some of the sell comps were like $100 brand new. And so I'm like, we'll probably do pretty good. There was no used ones on the market. So, like I said, they sold in less than a week.
They sold for $50 plus shipping. So,
yeah,
great profit. And I think they sold like 3 days after you got them.
Yeah,
really.
So very, very good find on that.
Next are a pair of Dan Sco's, those women's nursing shoes. And I found these at Goodwill, and I think I paid $8 for them. They're in great condition. They sold for $30 plus shipping.
Yeah.
Another thing that we wouldn't buy, but it was free to us, is a McDonald's Beanie Baby, and this sold for $3 plus shipping.
So, quick story about the Beanie Babies. We found a bunch of them at my childhood home, and we're like, oh, we hit the jackpot. Beanie Babies are going to be worth so much money. They're not. The market is saturated with Beanie Babies, and no one is buying them.
No.
So here's the thing. Not only do you have to have the item to sell, you have to have buyers. And so if it's not a desirable item, it's going to sit on eBay forever.
Yeah.
Right? We have a whole tub of Beanie Babies that are not moving. That was our first one that we've sold in the last month and a half.
Right. So I think we're going to try to just like lot them together and say $20 for all of them. Just they're taking up room in our storage room. So next thing non-pallet was this Burger King Pokemon Game Boy,
which is the second one I've sold.
Yeah, it's another thing Kevin found in his childhood home. Just everything's profit because we don't have any money in it. Let's see.
What did that go for?
Oh, that went for $8.60 plus shipping.
Yeah, so not bad.
Yeah. And
the good thing about those things is very cheap shipping. You can ship them first class. Just put them in a small poly bag, first class, and they go. So.
Yeah. We sold a pair of Keens, the blue and white striped Mary Jane canvas Keens. We had sold a similar pair, like same style, like 3 weeks ago, and they sold relatively quick for a good amount of money. So when I saw these at Goodwill, I grabbed them. I think I paid $7 for them, and they sold for $40 plus shipping.
Keens are a really good brand. Even if they're kind of the funky colors, they typically turn over pretty quickly.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, that is all of our sales outside of the pallet this week.
So if you didn't watch the first video, we bought a liquidation pallet that they range from anywhere from like $89 to like $1,000. We kind of went mid-range and we bought one for $450.
Yes.
And when we bought it, we knew that we would probably get our money back because we saw a Roomba, one of those self vacuum cleaners. We saw 2 Lego sets, and that was about all we saw. We knew the Lego sets were anywhere between $50 to $100, and the Roomba anywhere from $150 to $200. The Roomba, actually, spoiler alert, has not gone yet.
Sold yet.
Which is one of the reasons why we bought the pallet.
Yeah, but We bought the pallet on a Saturday. It's the following Friday, so almost a weekend, and we are profitable. I said, we're in the green, and Kevin's like, what does that mean?
She meant we're in the black.
We're in the black.
Yeah.
So,
but green makes sense too.
Green, it's money. We're in the green. That's what I like to say. So, here is what sold in the pallet. We sold, not in this order again, the first Lego, which was a NASA Apollo 11 lunar landing Lego, and that sold for $60 plus shipping.
Can you tell what platform we sold on?
Oh yeah, sorry, that is on eBay.
Okay.
Yeah. So great profit. And next thing, this was actually the first thing that sold, and it was a Bissell Spot Clean Pro carpet cleaner. And this sold on eBay for $65 plus shipping.
I feel like you earned every penny of the $65.
Yes. So
this was an Amazon return pallet, just so you guys know.
Yeah, so they were definitely returns, because a lot of them, you could tell, had been used and they just returned them. So this spot cleaner, I took it all apart and used Clorox wipes and cleaned it really well. We still sold it as pre-owned. We didn't want to sell it as new because it's not new. But I tried to get it in as good of condition and take pictures that represented what it looked like. So I couldn't get all of the dirt out, so I made sure I got a picture that showed, hey, there's still some dirt in the hose. Yeah. So yeah, 65 plus shipping. Next thing that sold was this Power Wet Dry Grinder Waring commercial grinder. So it's like a commercial,
basically it's like a spice grinder kind of thing.
Food processor
Never even
thing.
heard of one of these before.
And actually, when we did our first unboxing, we way underestimated it, and I think we thought it would sell for like $40.
40 to 50, yeah.
And it sold for $142.69 plus shipping on eBay.
That was one of our better ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great find, and that was new, new open box. You could tell it hadn't really been used.
No. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through screenshots of our sales. Okay, we sold this set of dinnerware on Facebook Marketplace.
So Facebook now does shipping for some accounts, not all, but for some reason my account is unlocked, so I can ship to anywhere in the country, basically like eBay.
Yeah.
And you get a totally different audience. So we'll cross-post a lot of our things.
Yeah. We haven't really figured out what sells best on either place, so that's why he's just kind of cross-posting it all. Yeah, so we sold this dinnerware set for $60 plus shipping.
Yeah,
I
plus
think.
shipping, yeah.
Yeah, great find. And what's next? We sold this hybrid ultrasonic humidifier.
Yeah.
I also had to clean this one quite a bit. Not that it's this wasn't super dirty, but there was just still some moisture in it, so I wanted to make sure I got all that out before we boxed it up and sent it to a buyer. And this set sold for $50 plus shipping. Our second Lego set sold. We had 2 Legos in the pallet and they both sold, and this one was a Fast and Furious Dodge Charger, and it sold for $50 plus shipping. Both Legos were opened box, but all of the little packages were still sealed, so still new. This was kind of an interesting one. It is a Laura Ashley King quilt set. So it was a king comforter plus 2 pillow shams, and I feel like it was had the most
interaction for sure. It felt very drama. We had several people from all over the country asking about it. It had 1,000 views, which is very high for us.
And they all really wanted it, but
they were
really wanted a deal.
It felt like middle schoolers were, please give me a deal.
Yeah, and we're we gotta make money.
So all this drama was happening between these 3 different ladies, and then at one point it just sold. It just sold to a 4th party, and we sold it to them. So,
and it sold for $50 plus shipping.
Which, if you see those online, or if you see those while you're thrifting, some of them can go for $100.
Yeah, I didn't know about this brand, but the ones I looked up, I didn't find any of the same pattern, but they were all over 50. Like, I think we kind of went on the low end, and we could have gotten more money, but we
wanted to get our money back quick.
Yeah, we wanted to break even on the pallet. And we sold this Baby Brezza glass.
Also another great brand.
Glass baby food maker. So it's like a steamer / food processor. This sold on Facebook Marketplace for $55 plus shipping.
Yeah. So is that all of them?
I'm gonna go back through and look real quick.
So yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like the pallet was a really good investment. We were a little scared at first. Like, I remember once we checked out, we're like, did we really make the right decision? What are we gonna do with all this stuff? It's filling up our garage. It's filling up our sourcing room. Like, some of this may not sell. And if you watched the first video, you saw that we had like 7 items that were completely dead. And so we're like, is this stuff even gonna sell? Like, we have it. Now we have to clean it and prepare it and ship it. And so some people, we tell them our story and they're like, oh, this is just passive income. It is, but it's not. Like, you got to clean it, you got to list it, and then once it sells, you got to get it to the post office pretty quickly if you want to continue to get positive feedback. And so it's not passive income like some people think. Yes, we do sell things when we're sleeping and those things.
It takes work to get there. Yeah, we forgot one thing.
We did forget one.
That's what I was gonna say. We had some friends over on Tuesday night, and they have all, like, they know what the journey we're going on and stuff. And so a couple of the guys were like, hey, we want to see what inventory you have. So they came out in the garage and looked, and one of our friends was like, oh my gosh, is that a speaker? And we're like, yeah. He's like, oh, I've been wanting one of these. Like, I saw them at Costco, but I just didn't want to spend that much money. And so we're like, well, we'll give you a deal if you really want it. So he bought our Ion Block Party speaker.
Yeah, it has like 50 hours of battery power, and it comes with a mic, Bluetooth, aux cord. Like, it's actually a really cool speaker.
So we said, dude, you can buy it as long as we have like lake weekends, and as long as you bring it to the lake, you can buy it. Yeah. So that he bought that for $120, and we didn't have to ship it. So
yeah. So that was kind of our haul for the week.
So we are, for just the pallet items, we are in the black, $202.69.
And we have about a dozen items left, and so we still have, maybe $600 to $800 left of inventory that we could still sell from that pallet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. And then if you were to add the pallet items with the regular items, we made $542.01 this week.
Which is a really good week for us.
I feel like we've been averaging around 500 every week.
So the rule of thumb is, for every 100 items that you have listed on eBay, you should sell about 1 item a day. So we have about 220 items, and we pretty much sell 2 items a day on average. This week is a little uptick from what we've had. I mean,
I think maybe because we have more like desirable things from the pallet.
Yeah.
Especially the last 2 days, it's like we're taking 5 packages to the post office every day, which is awesome.
Yeah. So you gotta learn your categories. You learn what you're good at and things that you are actually passionate about selling. And when you can begin to find those categories, I think things begin to fly off your store a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. I think we're gonna maybe try a different pallet this coming week.
Target maybe.
Yeah, they have Target pallets, and so I think we're gonna try that. But definitely not a bust. Definitely some money to be made within these liquidation pallets if you got one near you, or you got the bins near you. But so it kind of changes things up a little bit. We don't want to ever get away from the Goodwill, Salvation Army, and thrift stores because we enjoy the hunt. But this is something new and a new adventure. So yeah. Well, I think that's all that we have for this video. But
thanks for coming on date night with us.
Yeah. you can like and subscribe. We're hoping to do a couple videos a week, and so we're so glad that you are joining us on this journey. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jana.
And together we are the best rounds in town.